SpaceX is building and testing Starship models as Elon Musk looks forward to Earth's circle, the moon, and afterward, maybe sometime in the not-so-distant future, Mars. SpaceX Starship sparkles in Texas. SpaceX's arrangements to leave Earth's circle to start with Starship, a cutting-edge spaceship that could one day convey satellites, have specialists around the moon, and even touch down on Mars. Hello friends, here is your host with a new enthusiastic and useful video about SpaceX and Elon Musk. This video will cover all points of the focus about SpaceX's insane new Starship concepts. Thus, in case you are keen on this progressive thought, stay with me till the end so you'll get the entire picture. Something more in case you are using this procedure. Interestingly, do subscribe and press the bell icon for the most recent updates. In this way, at whatever point we will transfer another video, you will be notified about this. Okay, currently return to our subject, which we need to investigate in this video. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk tweeted this gander at a treated steel Starship model in Texas on January 10, 2019. This rendition wasn't planned for orbital obligation, however, was utilized as a container to test departures and arrivals. The latest models look somewhat changed. Starship will look like a liquid silver, Musk tweeted in late 2018. SpaceX is dealing with an orbital model in Texas and putting a progression of test vehicles through short flights. Musk has said he needs to place a Starship into space when July 2021. Starship noticeable all around. SpaceX has been occupied with building a progression of Starship models in Texas to test the motors, the space apparatus plan, and the dispatch, flight, and landing frameworks before it attempts to send a boat into space. The short dry runs have had their ups and downs. What's more, a portion of those downs have brought about unstable arrivals. There have likewise been some exciting perspectives on the models getting off the ground. Starship SN10 score. SpaceX has assembled a number series of Starship models which haven't all endured their experimental drills. Starship SN10 took off toward the beginning of March 2021. Took off to a height of 6.2 miles and afterward made an appropriate upstanding landing. The two Starships that preceded, SN9 and SN8, detonated when they hit the ground during landing. SN10 made do for a time of minutes after score before likewise offering in perfect design. The practice run was yet viewed as a triumph. Starship SN10 gets a motor trade. Elon Musk shared this ethereal perspective on Starship SN10 in late February 2021. Out on Launchpad, engine swap underway, Musk tweeted. Starship SN10 flight, the SN10 Starship model had a gorgeous experimental drill toward the beginning of March 2021. This view shows it in real life before its arrival and possible blast. A month after SpaceX's SN9 flew more than 6 miles high, its replacement, SN10, copied the accomplishment, soaring above Texas before nailing the arrival, a first for the model. SN10 is the third such formative model of Starship, Elon Musk's cutting-edge rocket bound for the moon and Mars, to make a high-height trip since the hypnotizing flight and dangerous closure of SN8 in December 2020. SN9 soared and afterward crash-landed and detonated on February 2nd. The third attempt was the appeal for SN10. SN10 arrived at its designated height of 6 miles, removing every motor in series in transit up to choke down and hit the ideal apogee. The rocket then at that point started a lengthy, pleasant time of freefall, an awkward dive as it has come to be known, before terminating the motors back up to play out its brand name. Belly flop to make an upward landing. Following a 6-minute excursion, SN10 stopped on the cushion at SpaceX's office in Boca Chica. It didn't appear to be an ideal arrival, and there appeared to be a slight lean in the Starship's enormous hardened steel outline, yet it didn't spill. Then at that point, around 10 minutes after the arrival, the Starship detonated. Blazes ejected from the lower part of the vehicle and sent it for an unscheduled second outing into the sky. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk has said that the SN Starship series is intended to ultimately arrive at Circle, ideally at some point in the following year. The last two high-elevation trips of these models have both set off examinations from the Federal Aviation Administration. The FAA said the SN8 was dispatched in December without the authority green light from the office. This prompted an examination and remedial activities that deferred the trip of SN9. SN's 9 accident arrival was considered an incident by the FAA, and it started a normal examination. Last month, the FAA reported that all examinations had finished up and it was agreeable that dispatch of SN10 could continue securely. The rockets that have flown during these previous 3 high-height tests are downsized variants of the last Starship that Musk desires to convey into the closed planetary system. For an outing to Mars, a last Starship will be put on monstrous super heavy promoter that'll do the genuine lifting to get outside the ability to comprehend Earth's gravity well. All in all, if the Starship improvement program keeps on propelling, we haven't seen anything yet. SpaceX flaunts completely stacked Super Heavy in front of next Starship dispatch. Elon Musk's Mars rocket is practically prepared to fly, however the Authority green light is no place to be seen. Very heavy is the enormous promoter made to dispatch Starship past Earth. Up until now, we've quite recently seen Starship models lift off all alone from the SpaceX Starbase improvement focus at Boca Chica, Texas. To come to the circle, Super Heavy needs to enter the condition. For those following along, 29 motors are a greater number than SpaceX utilizes for Falcon Heavy dispatches. The Heavy uses 3 Falcon 9 rockets, each containing 9 Merlin motors. Raptors are likewise intended to convey more than twice the push of every Merlin. So it's incredible force redesign in Musk's cutting-edge dispatch framework. You need that sort of force in case you're attempting to arrive on the moon for NASA and at last on Mars. SpaceX is wanting to conduct its first orbital flight test for Starship utilizing Super Heavy by dispatching the framework from Starbase, making a fast outing to circle and afterward endeavoring a delicate splashdown arriving of Starship in the Pacific Ocean off the shoreline of Hawaii. After dispatch, Super Heavy will separate and endeavor to land seaward of Starbase in the Gulf of Mexico on an arrival stage made from a changed oil boring apparatus. Initially, remarks from Musk, SpaceX authorities, and friends' filings recommended this test could occur in July. However, it before long became evident this was an extremely hopeful objective. Presently, even as Super Heavy and Starship show up completely stacked, it's indistinct how soon SpaceX can finish the important testing and get every one of the necessary endorsements from the Federal Aviation Administration for dispatch. Government law requires the finishing of an ecological survey before the main orbital departure from Starbase, a cycle which can require a while or significantly more. SpaceX should meet all prerequisites before Starship Super Heavy can launch, an FAA representative said through email in May. There will be openings for public remark through the ecological survey measure. Musk has fought with the FAA via web-based media about its authorizing cycle previously and surprisingly dispatched an early Starship model without the legitimate permit set up last year. The move prompted such harsh words from the office and an interior survey that postponed the accompanying Starship test. At the end of the day, SpaceX got minimal more than the famous token punishment for the infringement. Indeed, even without the go-ahead to launch any place not too far off, Musk and SpaceX are really glad to flaunt Starship's advancement. Whether or not it will successfully accelerate the administration stays not yet clear. A Starship development. SpaceX's Starship idea has gone through a sort of rocket development in a long time since Musk previously revealed it to the world in September 2016 at the International Astronomical Union gathering in Mexico. At that gathering, Musk uncovered what he called the Interplanetary Transport System, or ITS, for Mars colonization. The ITS required a completely reusable space apparatus with 2 blades and promoter that would stand 400 feet high when collected. Its first stage would have 42 cutting-edge Raptor motors, and the sponsor would be 40 feet wide. The space apparatus would have 9 Raptors. SpaceX's Falcon 9 rockets have 9 Merlin motors on their first stage. Hawk Heavy's first stages have 27 Merlins. Musk refreshed the plan in 2017, considering it the Big Falcon Rocket, or BFR for short. That arrangement required a dispatch framework that would stand 348 feet tall and 30 feet wide. Its promoter would have 31 Raptor motors, while the shuttle on it would have 6. Then at that point in 2018, Musk divulged one more plan and the Starship name, a smooth tempered steel space apparatus with 3 tail balances that would stand taller than its 2017 Forerunner with a tallness of 387 feet. The rocket would in any case be fueled by 6 Raptor motors with up to 37 Raptors driving the supporter, presently called Super Heavy. The change to 301 treated steel from a lightweight, however costly, carbon fiber composite material was a defining moment. Musk said that the steel gets more grounded the colder it gets, making it ideal for trips into the coldness of space. It additionally has a higher dissolving point, making it stronger during the red-hot reemergence through Earth's atmosphere. It's likewise way less expensive, about 2% the expensive carbon fiber, he added. Do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for more such informing videos. See y'all later.